All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Welcome everyone to Upscale Love for You. I am your host, Dr. Fabulous, and tonight we are going to have a wonderful show just for you. Even if it doesn't pertain to your age now, if God spare your life, you will definitely get there. So these are key points that you would need to know. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful girl, that chocolate pearl all around the world. Miss Chocolate Pearl, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Chocolate Pearl, the one with the beautiful chocolate skin and the pearly white smile, just here to brighten up your night. We're going to get it on tonight with the best topic for all of us over 40. Now I'm going to introduce my special brother, my favorite brother, the lover of the others, Dr. Feel So Good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Feel So Good, the man with the super golden voice, this lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce. We want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming on tonight. We're going to have a humdinger, Love Over 40. I'm going to pass it over to my favorite seductress, Dr. Seductive. Go on, Dr. Seductive.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Seductive, the lady who is thick as honey and just as sweet. Tonight's topic is sure to be a treat. So sit back, enjoy, and get ready to feast on this seductive honey. This is a public service announcement from Dr. Seductive, and I am just what the doctor ordered. Back to you, Dr. Fab.
All right. Now, I like that, Dr. Seductive. Bring it on home. That's what I'm talking about. Now, anyone, if this is your first time, Upscale Love for You is formatted to entertain, educate, and facilitate self-help, self-love, and everything you want and wish to know about love. We talk about relationships, dating, marriage, etc. Upscale Love for You covers many hot topics and sensitive issues, from tales of singledom to parenting struggles and everything in between. Whether you're actively seeking directions or looking for a way to pass time or genuinely looking for a good conversation, Upscale Love for You is here, and definitely it's a great conversation. So sit back, enjoy, but listen, I want everyone to participate tonight. Even if you're not 40, give me your views and viewpoint, because I know everybody want to get 40 shorty, ain't that's the key word, 40 shorty. But tonight, I would love for everyone to participate, join in, and give us your real, true thoughts and views. And tonight, I'm gonna start it off. If you are 40 or older, please put 40 in the chat box. If you are not 40 yet, please put no in the chat box. I just want to get a little summary of who I have and who we're working with tonight. So if you could do that quickly, put that in the chat box for me. If you're 40 over, put 40. If you're not, just put the word no, and I understand. All right. Okay. Well, looking at, that's what I'm talking about, 50 plus and oh so fine. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Every year I get sweeter and sweeter. It's just like that old good old aged wine. Okay. So I'm going to start out tonight. When dating after 40, do we look for certain qualities for people that we're dating when you're over 40? You know, when you're kind of younger, you kind of say, oh, they'll grow into this or they'll grow into that. But at the age of 40, do we look for certain qualities? And if we do, please share with Dr. Fabulous, what are some of the qualities that you're looking for in a date or a mate that's 40 and older? Please share with me. I'm going to start this with old Donna Harris, all the way from the great city of Atlanta. Donna, can you hear me? Hello,
Yes,
Donna.
absolutely. I can hear you.
Please tell me and share with me, what are some of the qualities you look for in a date and a mate as being over 40?
Uh, Actually, one of the qualities I look for someone that has a lot of self-respect, then they're gonna respect you.
Okay.
Me being a Christian, we have to be of the same faith. Um, and just independent, self-sufficient, because that's what I am. So I'm looking for the same thing.
All right. And I see Dr. Seductive. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm going to move on over to Dr. Seductive. Go ahead, Dr. Seductive, and share with me. Welcome, welcome, everyone, all of you who are just getting here. The question on the table tonight, and I took a little survey. If you're 40 and over, put 40 in the chat box. If you're not, just put no. I think I got some feedback from Patrick. So Patrick, I'm gonna ask you to put yourself on mute for me. Thank you so much, Patrick. Okay, so go ahead, Dr. Seductive.
I need him to be financially stable and physically responsible.
Elaborate on that when you say physically responsible.
Not physically as in a person, but physically as in FISCALLY.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I thought you said physical as in him not being a paraplegic or something. Okay.
No,
all right.
no.
Okay. All right. Is that okay? I see Chocolate Pearl. You got your hand up.
After 40, you notice there's a lot of folks that don't want to act right. So I need you to get some act right, bake that into your life. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes these 40-year-olds, they still act like they 20 and their body don't move like they 20. Their mind don't move like they 20, but they try it so hard. But I need somebody like Dr. Seductive said, I need somebody, not necessarily, well, I would love for them to financially, after 40, you should be already situated. Unfortunately, we find a few of them that's not, but I want you to be a person of honor, a person who will stand by their word. And that should be with anybody of any age. If you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't just, say that and then expect for them to, oh, I got tired, so I didn't want to go type thing. Stay to your word. There's a lot of people, that's female and male, don't like to stay to their word and then don't feel that they have to have an excuse for not keeping their word.
All right, Chocolate Pearl, I see I have, is it Barrow, the last name? I saw a hand up, but then it went away. So I guess I'll come back to you. And I see Dr. Feelgood with his hand up. Go ahead, Dr. Feelgood, give me a male point of view.
Well, first of all, you want when you're over 40, your warranty begins to run out on your body. For example, when I turned 35, my knees just said, I quit. And I've been working on trying to get them right ever since. Also, one of the things you want somebody over 40 to act like they're over 40. If you out there running the clubs at 40, dressing like a hoochie mama, or now they got the hoochie daddy shorts where people wearing the 1982 call and they want their shorts back. Or for men, I'm talking about, not for women, for men, They got the moose knuckle joints. It's all, and you don't have to act like an old person, but you have to act with some kind of sense that your mama and daddy raised you with. You want somebody who think money don't grow on trees, because you want somebody that is on, I'm not going to say on your mental level, but someone that understands, that has the maturity and the gravitas to be able to understand where you are and where they are, and where y'all, and if you're going to go, can y'all get there together? Also, you don't want somebody who's narrow-minded. If you're 40 and you're narrow-minded, you set in your ways, you're just gonna be a cat or dog person, and eat in the senior home by yourself in the corner, nobody come to see you. Also, one of the things that I know, this is crazy, but most people over 40 got kids, some got grandkids. You have to be cognizant of that. Because for the most part, most of us have adult children that are over 40. And I'm not gonna say grown, because they still in my pockets. But you gotta understand that as a parent, knowing your partner as a parent, y'all have to understand that, yeah, our kids might be adults, or some might be near adults, but we don't have those things that we need to be able to. We got to understand people's situations, and in time they should understand yours. That's all I got, Doc.
All right. Well, that was well said. Now, I got some names on the board, and I was like they say, I want to do that old roll call to my new people. I don't know Patrick. How are you, Patrick? Can you hear me? Are you there, Patrick? Well, I'm gonna move on to Disco. Disco, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. How you doing? What's
I'm
going
finding
on?
yourself, Disco. Welcome, welcome. And I don't know if you're over 40 or not, but tonight the question is,
You know I'm over 40.
Patrick, who is Patrick? I don't know.
Hey,
That was
what's
not
up?
Patrick. That was not
That's
Patrick.
Danny.
Hold on. I'm trying to multitask here. I'm trying to do some other things. I'm working also and trying to listen to you guys. Yes, I am Patrick. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hello,
Patrick.
hello, Patrick. Good that you're here. Okay, so Disco, tonight we're talking about dating after the age of 40. And when you hit 40, sometimes you're set in your ways. I see Sabrina, and I know all of those. Okay, Barrow, is it Barrow or Barrow? How are you pronouncing it? Okay, well, I guess they don't hear me. But nevertheless, sometimes we're set in our ways. I'm going to go to my gangster Tracy D and ask her, what are some deal breakers when you're dating over the age of 40? Tracy, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Deal breakers that I don't want in a man, or just deal breakers, period?
Deal breakers when dating at the age of 40. I don't know if you date men, women, boys, or girls, or whatever you
Well,
date.
let me just throw that out there.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Mine is like lack of confidence. There's something about you not feeling confident in yourself, but then you're, out of your mouth saying you can lead, that sort of thing. People that have a lot of mental issues. I'm no one's savior, nor can I be someone's therapist. So, I can support, but if you have a lot of things going on, you probably should take care of that, and dating probably shouldn't be your priority. What else? Someone that's not financially stable, just stability, mentally, physically, spiritually, and all those things. So stability and confidence, I would say.
Okay, so Tracy D, you hit some things definitely on the head. And I don't want any man shooting darts at me and all that good stuff, because my joke is I never really like to date older men, but of course I'm getting old, so I don't want people to classify me as a cougaranian. So I'm trying to gauge myself accordingly. So with that being said, okay, now I can see who Disco is. All right, welcome Disco.
That's
Also,
Danny.
oh, that's Danny. Oh, Danny gave me a different name. He trying to throw me off tonight. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Welcome,
Mhm.
welcome, and all that good stuff. Now, as I was saying, I always have this thing about dating older men, but I'm trying to gradually cross over to see what the seasoned vegetables look and taste like, so to speak, because I've never in my previous relationships, they were never older guys. They were always like maybe 5, 6, 7 years younger than me. But they were always well versed, or how can I say, they were where they needed to be, even though
They
they
was
were
well
young.
something.
They what now?
They was well something. Mm.
I'm not going there with you, Dr. Feelgood. But nevertheless, even with my husband, he was exactly 8 years and 4 months younger than me, but he was very mature. He was stable. He had everything going the way it needed to go in order to deal with a person of my age and caliber. I see some hands up. I'm going to go to Kay Henderson. Miss Kay, go ahead and share with me.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just wanted to touch on some of your questions. So, what I look for in now dating over 40, definitely maturity. Like someone said, I'm past that stage of being in the clubs and things like that. So someone who's on a much more mature level, but also someone who likes to still have fun, because I'm all about experiencing things now, traveling. So someone who's open-minded, definitely financially responsible, independent. I know times are tough, money is hard, but definitely not someone who's living at home with mama. I would prefer, I look for someone who's independent and at least has the
Well,
basic.
mama lived with me. There's a difference.
Well, okay, so it could be. So you know what? Everybody's situation is different. So I'm gonna say that would just have to be on a maybe as is basis. But for the most part, I would want someone over 40 to have the basics, which is basic necessities. Have your own place, a vehicle, decent money. You don't have to have the top of the line job, but know how to manage your money. And also someone who is still, physically fit. That's a plus for me, dating over 40. And one of the turn-offs, or one of the
No
things
bad knees.
right, no
Not to
bad.
feel good, no bad knees.
Well,
Or
they
bad
can
third
bend them
leg.
up sometimes. It'd be all right.
um,
I
you
can do the
know,
bad knees, just not the bad third leg. Mm-mm.
oh, and
Now,
one of the
Dr.
things
Seductive.
now one of the things that dating over 40 becomes a challenge is I prefer not to date anyone with kids that are not grown, kids under 18. I think I'm past that stage now. So that's something that is a turn off for me, that I would not want to date and dating after 40. No one with small kids.
Well,
I
I'm
agree
going to,
with her, Dr.
I,
Fabulous.
I hear that, but
I
you know
second that
what?
emotion.
Everybody can second that emotion, but let me tell you, Dylan, I never would have thought a man being 54 years old would have a 5-year-old. And it was caught up in
Two-year-old.
the moment. Yes, God. Yes, God. It was caught
56
up in
with a
the moment.
2-year-old.
And
Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a
No,
question?
I would have to pass on that. Sorry.
but listen now, listen, you dated for what? About 3-4 months, never told you that they had the young bug or anything. So you kind of like feeling this person. And then all of a sudden, ta-da, I got a 5-year-old because the mother of the child has to try to play, okay, let me just go in and nip this in the bud. So I'm gonna send the baby with him this weekend. I was like, oops.
Deuces.
And
Deuces.
see, that's the issue right there. And then all your plans gotta come to
That's
a
right,
halt.
Michelle. That's right.
Disco
down.
got something to say.
Danny, go ahead.
I got Nikki. Nikki has her hand up. We're gonna come back to you,
He wanted to
Disco.
comment on what the young lady said.
I just want to say, why y'all hating on the dude that because he started late? Y'all started early. Y'all don't want 28.
No,
Come on, man.
he
want a
did not
5-year-old.
start late.
He started late. He's 54 year with a 4-year-old. Oh, over again. Okay.
He started,
he started over
again
again.
because his
He
older
started
child
over again.
is 30
Yeah.
years old, and his baby is 5. So that's a big difference. That's an age gap. You see, 30-year-old oldest child, 5-year-old youngest child. And I'm gonna go over to Nikki now.
It didn't work.
Nikki, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can.
Okay, Nikki, please share with us.
Well, I know being when I was dating in my 40s, I was meeting guys that act like they had everything going on. I just want some honesty. Because that's all. I don't try to perpetrate and try to be something that you're not. Let me find it. Tell me up front what's going on. And please, please, please have a car.
I understand, because you don't want to have to put him on Uber.
No, and then or have someone say, "Hey, can you pick me up at MARTA?" I was like, no.
But Nikki, wouldn't that be something that, like, before you even try to have some type of relationship, you would know that portion?
That's why I said to just be honest. I've had
Right.
men that just come up and just say, "Hey, let's meet at such and such," and then when the time comes, thinking that I'll meet him there, he's like, "Oh, can you come by and pick me up?"
Pick me up.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, no, sorry,
Right,
no.
Sammy?
The
I'm going
infamous,
to say,
my car's in the shop.
No, but
Listen,
listen now.
I've met girls that don't even have cars. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, cut it up.
Well, you have to.
But you live in the city, though.
That's what I'm saying. You live in the city now. If
Okay,
you
so I
there,
live in the city. I live in the city with girls who don't have a car, still to be have a car.
But they use the MARTA and the transportation system, because I was going to say, you have to look at your area dynamics. If you're living in New York, Los Angeles, things of that nature, most of the time people do use the city transportation opposed to having a vehicle. And I understand that. But if you're in a city like Atlanta and you live
Graniteville,
Duluth, or you live out somewhere
in a city where the mass transit is not so heavy,
right?
Exactly. I can understand what Nikki's saying. You need to have some type of vehicle, especially at a certain age.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a vehicle to get back and forth to work? Why
Thank
are you
you
catching the bus?
Thank you.
Oh, are you going to work? I mean,
but you'll pay for a $6,000 cell phone.
But the car is in the shop. Don't you know that? That's the standard excuse.
So you need to take me to work and stay in my house.
So, lady,
you missed me on that one.
So, lady, excuse me. Not having a car is a deal breaker, huh? Suppose that
it depends on where you live, Patrick. If I lived in
I understand
Chicago, not having a car is not a deal breaker.
I understand about mass transit. I understand about you having all that, believe me. But suppose this man went through some financial difficulties and he's trying to get himself back together.
And when he gets himself back together, then he'll be ready to date me.
Thank you.
I agree. I agree with that. If you broke, you don't need to be dating.
And you know what? You may miss a chance of a wonderful man that have changed.
Oh, we can talk on the phone. I'm not gonna just throw you away now. We can talk on the phone, but we're not dating.
You sound like you were just going to throw him away because he don't have a car.
No, I didn't say that.
As many
I
men
said he
have
couldn't
cars,
date
but that
me.
don't mean that they are a perfect gentleman or they are a perfect guy.
That just means he can't date me. We can't go out.
Yes, exactly.
We can talk on the phone. We can have phone conversations.
Yes.
We can be friends. But I can't date you.
You're wasting his time. You have no interest in him. You have no future plans with this man. So why would you lag him around? Why would you just constantly just drag him?
I'm not dragging him. I might be his biggest cheerleader. Go ahead on, baby. I'm gonna drop you off at this job interview. Yes, I might be his biggest cheerleader.
Hey
But
Patrick,
until he
Patrick,
gets the job, we can't
she
go
gonna be
out
the
on a
same
date.
one.
We can't
No.
date.
She gonna be the same one hating later, brother. I hear you, Patrick.
No, I
I'm
don't
with you,
think so.
Patrick.
So you
Date.
Now,
that's
I'm gonna give all of y'all a timeout. Patrick,
Yeah.
pump the brakes. Disco, pump the brakes. Now, listen, we're gonna keep it in order. I understand where Dr. Seductive is coming from. I understand you, Patrick. Sometimes we can't see the forest for the tree, but sometimes when that tree is being planted, it takes a lot of water and fertilization to get it to grow. So, Patrick,
And
that
you know what fertilization is, right, Doc?
Push it.
Okay. And Dr. Seductive may not be into manicuring lawns and trees and all that good stuff. So when his branches start to sprout, then she'll be ready, to cut them back, so to speak. So I'm gonna move right on over here to Heather.
I've been known to prune a branch or two. I've been known to
Yeah,
prune a branch.
Heather had her hand up. Come on, Heather, and tell me what's going on with you tonight and your input about what we're talking about this evening. Can you hear me, Heather?
Sure, I can hear you. Thank you. I was invited. I feel like just the conversation about the vehicle is kind of low to medium hanging fruit for qualifications for, a partner. At this point in my life, I'm looking for somebody who's emotionally stable. There's a lot of people who hurt people and have been hurt. And that inner work is what I'm more interested than superficial things, even those things do come into play. But it's more of what's going on with you. What's your life like? What's your history like? So that you can kind of get to know some of the things about this person that's going to come up, whether you like it or not. It could be hidden for a while, but eventually it's going to come up. And sometimes for some people in relationships, that doesn't happen until you've invested time, energy, and emotions. And at this point, men and women, they're not getting to know each other. So it's like, who are you? Who do you want to be? Who are you striving to be? Those are the questions that I have to ask anybody that I'm interested in.
Great.
I like that answer, Heather.
Thanks for the input, Heather.
That's my girl.
Tracy.
That's my girl.
Tracy, you got your hand up?
I sure do. Just based off of the exchange that happened in the meeting. It seems like often when women say they have standards, men think they're being too picky, right? So the comment about the car and the comment about things that we want. Let's keep it a buck. Like, I reached a standard of living. I reached an education level. I reached a professional level. There's nothing wrong with me wanting somebody that at least brings that to the table. Doesn't mean I'm going to miss out on my opportunity. It's just that I have a standard of living. So I like to take vacations. If he says I don't have enough money to take the vacation and I treat one time, that's fine. But if I have to constantly treat because he's not financially stable, he's just not on my level. And I don't understand why some men argue that. So like I've earned where I'm at, and I just have standards. It is what it is.
That's
well, you know what, Tracy, I was getting ready to tell you, that's great. It's great. Everybody don't drink lemonade. Some people drink tea. And
yes, Michelle.
Just might not be your cup of tea.
Gotta be passport ready.
Right, Dr. Seductive.
Ask Miss Millie. Listen, you all, Dr. Fabulous is always hot and heavy. I got a call coming in. I got to take this call. So Miss Millie, it hung up. I'll call them back. Okay. So with that being said, Miss Millie, jump right on in and give me your point of view as far as what is the deal breaker when dating over 40.
For me, hello everybody. For me, a deal breaker is when he first come trying to, instead of getting to know who I am and me getting to know him, I can already get the hints because I can see through the woods and the trees. I've been around the block. I'm not new, or none of us on here is like we just our first time around the block. So when I see him coming at me, but first thing he's going towards is intimacy. You don't know me like that. So we're not finna go there. That's a deal breaker. And it's a deal breaker for me, as I think it was Miss Tracy just said, if I'm saying it correctly. I've succeeded my education. I have my own business. I have my own car. I have my
Say
own
that.
house.
Say that.
I'm not taking nobody that I got to lift all
No
the way.
homosexuals allowed.
Halfway there, I'll help bring him up. But he ain't coming in here just trying to say, oh, Miss Millie finna do this and finna do that, because you don't know what Miss
Exactly.
Millie had to go through to get to where she's at. And I'm not gonna let nobody come in and just take from where I'm at. I know I'm not better than nobody else, but I don't have to take no crap either. I can be here in this little, in my house, as I love to say, in my own little room in the comfort of my home, and do whatever I need to do and keep it moving.
Hello.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Well, you know what? I see some head shaking, some smiling going on here from Sammy Singleton. You know, I see, listen, I look across the board.
Me
So
too.
Sammy, just jump right on in. Give me your thoughts. Share with me what exactly is going through your mind.
So I'm 20, I'm below 40, but everything that the ladies are touching on, it's everything that I feel personally.
And
Because
you
for me,
20, right?
Mm-hmm. Because for
so
me,
you got 20 more years to go to
yeah,
have
but
it.
I feel like I have the same priorities that the other ladies have been saying, because when I first started dating as an adult, I was 19. I was talking to somebody who was in the military. He had a job longer than me, but he was asking me for $800 things and all these items. And he was trying to talk to me for all these things. And he didn't want to label me as a girlfriend yet. And I told him, look, he kept talking about things in 20, like you said, in 20 more years, his future. But I was like, look, I have goals now. I'm in school now. I work a city job where I have retirement and benefits now. I have a savings larger than yours, and you are working longer than me. I personally feel like if I'm having these goals and I'm obtaining these goals at the same time, you have to be doing something as well.
Girl, you must be my daughter from another mother.
I appreciate that, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just standing in for the ladies. Men also, when you meet someone, and Miss Tracy, you have a quality and a standard. And just because someone else say they will deal with certain things, you don't always have to deal with it. As I would tell my students, boys and girls, you don't have to deal with all of that. You deal with what makes you happy. And so therefore, that's what makes the world go round. So of course I got to jump on down here to Mr. Malik and let him share and chime in and tell us what a deal breaker is for him.
Good afternoon, family, friends,
Good
Millie.
Good evening.
Yeah, a deal breaker for me would probably be a woman who's a nag. I don't like a nagging woman. I have the luxury. I done been spoiled all my life by women, but I don't like nagging women either. I done had multiple women at multiple times. So I like peace. I'm at a situation where a peace of mind is priceless. So if we can talk and get along, and I can come home, and then we can, I can get my shoulders rubbed, my temples rubbed, my foot massaged and kissed. That makes, after I take a shower, that is. Now I had to catch on that. But other than that, it's really cool. I think from the fellas, this is one of the old things, that I learned, coming up through the ranks, which is this: a man's job is, y'all follow me now, to keep a woman panties wet. Okay, his job is to keep her panties wet. A man's job is to keep a woman panties wet, not her eyes. And a woman's job.
But wait a minute, you gonna keep them wet just by, see, I guess I'm that different kind of woman, because stuff like that don't impress me. Mine can stay dry. It like they just came out a tumbler 400-watt dryer, cause certain things it's got to matriculate, it's got to add up for wetness to even think about coming some moisture. You see, so I guess I'm that type woman. All that sex appeal and all that, I'm not. I'm looking at. I need to build from
stability.
All of that sex just don't get it with me. My panties
you know
will
what?
be dry.
And look, if I'm just dating you and just want me to have something,
and all of
I'm
that.
with you, Malik. I want you to wet my panties and not
Well,
my
wet
eyes.
your
So
panties and
Hello,
be
and not my
quiet.
eyes, not my
That's that
eyes,
Dr.
dear
What you
Jesus,
doing?
The
not my
fabulous got that
eyes.
Dr.
Where you at,
Fabulous
Tracy?
stuff.
Where you at? Come on,
Oh no,
Tracy,
hold
bring
on.
it on
You
home.
well, let me. Well, okay.
Go ahead
I'm
and
glad.
tell me about these wet panties.
Okay, hold on.
You got to give me something more than just wet panties.
Well, see,
Okay.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
give it to
God.
you. I was gonna give it to you, and I'll give it to you again. I said a man's job and his main focus needs to be to keep a woman's panties wet, not her eyes.
Exactly.
And a woman's main priority should be to keep a man's wood hard, not his life. Okay, so okay, there you go. See, she didn't let me
keep her life hard.
Huh?
Is it okay for him to keep her life hard? I'm just checking.
No, that's the tears part. That's the tears part.
Don't keep her life hard.
Okay.
Right. No. You want everybody want to be peace. Everybody want to be peace and have a peace of mind. And that same thing I was saying a little while ago. You want to come home. You should want to come home. And see what happened in Savannah. Right. That's where I'm at. All the highways are Miss Millie is crowded. Dr. Pearl, Chocolate Pearl, everything is crowded. Don't nobody want to go home because the nagging people fussing and carrying on so that they got everybody's traffic is bad. If you had more peace and loving relationships, you will want to go home and be with your queen.
Come on, come on now, talk about it.
And
Chocolate Pearl, don't encourage him.
Somebody said that sex don't last forever. But let me just tell you, pay a
to
bill
bring
over here,
something more
and my
to the
panties
table
get
than
real
just
wet.
sex.
Pay a bill over here, my panties get wet. Okay.
Miss Smitty Girl has her hand up.
Yeah, y'all haven't
let
let me. Hey, y'all. Y'all haven't let me say anything. I've been listening to y'all, trying to get in.
Get it in, girl.
I could just take a little bit from everything that someone said. I promise I can, but I am 50 years old. I just turned 50, and I'm going to speak for me. I am single. I have never been married, and I think that sometimes people look at that as a red flag, but I look at that as being very wise because I avoided a lot of certain situations. But I just want to talk to the Mr. Panty Wetter. I want to say something because I'm a very outspoken person. But my thing is sometimes men use the word nagging in lieu of a woman being able to communicate what she needs, what she wants, what she desires. So men kind of take that and they'll turn it around and say that she's nagging because of promises and affirmations and confirmations that have been made previously. And so when they're reminded of some things that they fell short of, they'll use that word nag to kind of make it just seem like the woman is just so
try to get
bitter
you to
and
go
so
away.
angry and so this and so that, and she bothering me. And you know, we want our feet rubbed, our back rubbed. We want all that too because we work just as hard. We stay out too because we don't want to go home sometimes too. But I just wanted to say that sometimes that nag is just good communication and you just milk it and make it be that way. But that's just me.
Okay, Miss Smitty.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Miss Smith. You brought
Patrick
that on
has
home.
his hand up.
And I'm going to go ahead to Patrick. And Patrick, I'm waiting on you because I want to hear what you got to say. Because I want to know if you go hand in hand with Mr. Malik about the panty wetter. Because listen. Let me say this, and I'm going to get straight to the point. As a woman, I don't mind having a panty wetter if that panty wetter is coming and he's doing what he needs to do in order for those panties to remain wet in the right order. But it comes in a formality. So Patrick, I'm waiting for you. Go ahead, Patrick.
All right, yeah, all this was good. All this was good. Panty wetter or whatever. My biggest thing, my pastor told the church one time, sex is good. Sex is designed by God. But after you leave the bedroom, can you still operate in the living room? Can you still operate in the kitchen?
Ooh, there you go, Patrick.
Still operate throughout the house.
That's what I'm talking about.
So my point is, and ladies, I'm gonna let you guys know, men want peace, like my brother said.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, excuse my language. I hope all of us is grown. Peace is sometimes better than pussy.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Lift your hands and tell them thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I believe
But
that.
you can get a piece of, never mind.
Okay, you can't get a piece of that, but it will cause you to have a lot of drama and a lot of headaches in your life. So back to what I'm originally trying to say is, women, this goes both ways. It's 50-50. If you want a relationship to work, you got to do your part. Men, if you want a relationship to work, we got to do our part to come together to become one in a relationship.
Yes.
You have to build the relationship to get to a marriage. And sometimes you're not going to get all your check boxes, what you want, trying to get to your relationship. So what I'm saying is sometimes you have to lower your standards, because some men, they are willing to open up their heart to give their heart to a woman. But if a woman is not willing to accept this man's heart, then she's going to not find him attractive or find him to be willing to able to be dating. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And I appreciate you.
I like it.
Letting Mr. Malik know that just being wet panties is not all of substance. But I understand where you're coming from, Malik. That's your thing. You hold on to your thing because your girl like your thing. That's all that matters, because it takes 1 and 1 + 2 to make it work for you. All right.
Technically, Dr.
Tracy, huh?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What you say, Miss Millie?
I raised my hand. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, Tracy, you got your hand up. Patrick, your hand is still up. Did you have more to share? Or am I going on to Tracy?
You can go on to Tracy. I can take my hand down. You can go on to Tracy. Thank you.
Okay, come on, Tracy.
All right, I only want to chime in because I saw too many people nodding on lower your standards. Like, what? Like, I don't even, do that many people agree with that? Like, I don't,
you know what?
When she said lower your standards, I think I don't take it as lower your standards and priorities, but I take it as a meet them where they're at times. That's what I take that as. Meet them where they're at sometimes. Because like she said, you're not going to get the whole list at once. Y'all are just meeting each other.
But they're non-negotiables. And so when you say there are some non-negotiables. And so I'm not those non-negotiables.
100%.
People halfway, like empowering men to complete their education. I'm into business. I get them. I get that. But they have to come with a foundation, and they have to at least meet my non-negotiables. And so I just want to make sure, because I saw like a lot of people nodding, and I'm like, am I the only one that? So I mean,
no, Tracy, some of them nodding to try to stay up, because it's like they start getting sleepy past 9. We over 40 now, but they're trying to keep their head. That's their head rock to stay awoke.
There we go. There we go.
All right. So, Millie.
Well, Tracy, I kind of agree with Sammy in a sense. I'm not saying necessarily go low enough to go beneath you, but lower some of your expectations of people, because the bar is maybe too high at that time. And
but
maybe you can
I think
work.
A lot of you are missing it. Tracy don't have to lower her bar. It's for the individual. If she want to stand tall in 6-inch heels, that's what she want to do. You, on the other hand, you may say, well, hey, I ain't gonna wear these 6 inches tonight. I'm gonna put on me some 2.5. That's what you want to do. I never tell a person to lower their standards, because their standards are their standards.
And just let me chime in just to answer back to Chocolate.
Exactly.
Expectations are totally different than standards. So I get
exactly.
I try not to have expectations of anyone, because then you get mad at something that you didn't communicate. So but I mean like general standards. And so like someone that doesn't have drive, I'm not saying you have to bring everything to the table, but if you just become complacent, like Miss Millie said, off my bag, that ain't happening. So I'm just saying, just my standards piece. But I agree with Chocolate Pearl on the expectation piece.
Okay, so Miss Millie.
Back to Malik. He knew I was going to get him. He knew it wasn't going to just go that easy. He already know that, because I'm very bold. So we as women, yes, and Patrick, you are correct. Once the sex is over and the wet panties is over, we need to be able to go to another room and communicate about things. But far as that go, Malik, we don't need you to wet our panties, because they got a lot of stores, 24-hour stores everywhere we can go, if need be, to wet our
No,
own
Miss
panties.
Millie, I don't want the fake stuff. I want the real
You may
stuff.
not want it, but for some time when you're single, you might have to have it.
No, I want the real stuff. The
But
real stuff is
but
totally
at this
different than the fake.
age,
I done tried
some
the
of
fake
those
stuff.
But for some of those men who are over 40 and, you know, dealing with stress and all that other stuff and small health issues and all of that, they need some help. So
they need some help. They better learn to put it in the bedroom
because they can't hang. You know,
my girl
Smitty
is on
a little bit
tips.
longer, but sometimes you need to add to it because I don't know what happened.
They say I'm on blood pressure medicine.
I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I work hard. You know. So
y'all better stop dealing with them truckers.
I ain't gonna say a word.
You got something to say.
Okay. Listen.
Thank you,
Linda.
Tracy.
Kendra has her hand up. I'm going to
Kendra. Kendra, Dr. Fabulous is coming to you. I'm not gonna even ask my next question because it would just tear the room up. I'm gonna turn it on over to Chocolate Pearl after you, Kendra. So go ahead, Kendra.
Okay, I just want to touch on that lowering your standard thing. Absolutely not. If you can't meet me where I am in my 40s, we don't need to be together. I'm not lowering my standards for anyone. And I don't understand why people feel like the woman should lower their standards. They never say that to men.
Exactly. Because if you see a man and he want a certain type of woman,
that's what he's going after.
Exactly what they looking for.
We're supposed to be okay with that.
You better ask somebody.
Okay, if you can't meet me where I am and what priorities and expectations that I have, I could be single. I'm not gonna lower my standards. That really bugged me to hear that. And everybody has their opinion on things, but I am not lowering my standards because that's lowering me, and I'm not doing it.
Amen.
Kudos to you, Kendra. Kudos. That's what I'm talking about. And
I agree with you, Kendra.
Yes, and it's not the, how can I say, the statement being made about lowering standards. I just think sometimes, and I'm not saying this to make anyone feel bad, but when you say you're lowering your standards just to meet them halfway, and Patrick, I understand. I know you said partner may be walking right now, but maybe riding a Rolls Royce 5-6 years from now. That's wonderful. And some women, you know, you're going to get a chance to know that person for who he is, even though material things has nothing to do with it. But you can't ask someone that's been living in the White House to retract and go back and live on 62nd and 17th. I'm from Miami. That's the straight hood. That's the projects. So Patrick, go ahead and say what you got to say, because you know I'm waiting for you. I wish I could see you, Patrick. You know, I like to see who I'm talking to, but go ahead, Patrick. Next time, put a picture or something up.
I just want to clarify this. My statement said not lower the standard. I say you may not be able to hit all your check boxes. You may that I need 6'1", dark, chocolate, handsome, $100,000, Rolls Royce, blah, blah, blah. You might not be able to hit all those check boxes. And I just want to say this example right here. I don't know if you ladies ever remember seeing the movie, and it was fictional, but I'm pretty sure it's probably true, with Taraji P. Henson. It was a movie, came back, it was a Tyler Perry movie back in probably about 6-7 years ago. The guy was an inventor. He kept trying to invent, and what he got rich. But Taraji wanted to throw this guy away because he wasn't moving fast enough for her. But what happened at the end of the movie? He became successful.
But that was 20 years. She was with him 20 plus years, and he used her from the jump.
Exactly. He
used
that
was,
he did not use her.
Yes, he did.
Oh
he
my
lied.
God.
He stood by him.
He cheated on her. He didn't tell about his criminal record or any of that. People missed all that in the beginning now.
All right.
She bought a car and he was screwing in the trailer.
Let's bring it back
Patrick,
in.
that was a bad example to use.
Let's bring it back in.
Patrick, that was not about
Patrick.
Let me
Let's
finish.
bring it back
20
in.
years.
Can I finish? What I'm saying, it
All right, I muted everybody because we were getting out of control. Now, I'm turning it back over to Dr. Fabulous. Dr. Fabulous, unmute yourself, please.
Patrick, what I was saying is, I understand what you were saying. In the end result, everybody's seen that movie. In the end result, he came up, he was rich, wealthy, but you got to think of the obstacles that Taraji had gone through as well. She gave of herself, she gave of everything she had to him for him to do what? Leave her where she was and went on his merry way with a new woman. You understand? So sometimes women, I may get, oh, Jesus, somebody gonna give me some backlash for this. Women start out on their knees, scrubbing and doing everything they need to do with this individual. And then he make it and what? Kick it to the curb and move on to somebody else. So it's up to your standards, ladies, to do what you wish to do. You just know you're doing it from the heart if that's what you want to do. And I'm not going to push the issue. Heather, you got your hand up. Disco, you got your hand up. So I'm going to go to Heather first, the Disco, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chocolate Pearl because I don't think, as I said, I'm not going to ask my next question. I'm going to table that. Maybe we're going to have another segment of this. Heather, go ahead and give me your point of view.
Lord, Dr. Fabulous, that Acrimony movie, I'm mad that he brought that up. But to add to what you said, because you were right on point for me, is that a lot of women of color, we put so much into the men that, we want to build with, we want to be with, we want to support their dreams. And a lot of times they don't understand the struggles that we have. There's no questions, there's no check-ins, there's no consistency to find out how we're feeling. And it's always that we're the backbone of the relationships to try and hold things together. And I'm not saying men don't do it. I know my experience has shown that I've always been the backbone. I've always been the emotionally stable partner, the supportive partner. But what's challenging in that example of that movie is that she was tired. Never mind her sisters talking in her ears, which, we have the friends that do that and they kind of put the battery in the back, to help us make decisions that may not be best for us. But at the same time, how long does a woman have to stay in a situation where she's trying to grow and her partner's not growing, or what he's invested his dreams and his time and energy into is not panning out? And she's losing money. She's pouring money into his dreams and his ideas. He also cheated on her at one point, and also that movie was just crazy. So I'm not sure if that example is the greatest.
Patrick, that was the wrong move to bring that movie up. But we got it. And Disco, your hand was up next. I'm gonna get you, Disco, Kendra, then Anson, and then I'm giving it over to Chocolate Pearl. Where are you, Chocolate Pearl? Oh, okay, I see. Go ahead, Disco.
Patrick, the Acrimony movie. Okay. Now, y'all ladies saying I was so wrong. I grew up in church. If you have the faith, the size of a grain of a mustard seed, that's all you needed in that man. He gave her 10 times what she gave him. He gave her the chance. He apologized with his heart and soul. I love that movie. He apologized with his heart and soul. So you trying to tell me that man was wrong? All you ladies, Heather especially.
What did he give her? He gave her money,
$10 million,
which equates to what she went through. She wasn't able to have children after that relationship because he cheated and she went into a rage. And then on top of that, the investment, she lost
that was her
own
fault.
family
That rage was her fault.
Come on. You can't quantify the emotions and all of that stuff. So 10 million is good for exactly, and all that emotional stress that she that was crazy. That's just this example of acrimony. We might need to just put it away.
The rage was her fault.
We just might have to have a show on acrimony. Yeah.
You might have to. That's a good
Agreed.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Disco, thank you. Anson, Kendra, you took your hand down. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Anson.
You're on mute. You on mute, Anson.
You're on mute, Anson.
Unmute yourself, Anson.
Yeah, I've been listening to you all night, and I've been agreeing and disagreeing with a lot of what's been said tonight. But throughout my listening, I just want to make one thing very clear that no one has said. Everyone goes through the same thing. It's not all one-sided. I'm getting tired every single week y'all sit up here acting like women is the backbone to everything. Like women that get beat up, beat down, everything. And like I said weeks ago, is that men go through the same thing too. We're just not as verbal as you all. We don't have powwows to simply talk about our troubles. So it's not.
But you got to realize, Anson, that even though you're saying that females are more verbal and guys aren't, this is what's going on now. We are still verbalizing our feelings, our thoughts, and what's actually we experience. So, and once again, there's still not enough. We tell you to invite the men, still not enough men in here to actually voice what's going on your end. So I understand that both of it is happening on both ends, but because we are females, we are speaking about female experiences. So it's not necessarily we bashing anybody or we just always saying that we're stronger than y'all. It's the fact that we are talking about our experiences and we just happen to be females. So
and I understand that. But what I'm saying is the whole narrative of what we're talking about is not one-sided. It's not women are the victims here. That is not the case. There's cases on both sides for every situation. There's been men throughout history that have been taken advantage of. And there's women.
And remember, I said, listen, Dr. Fabulous is talking to both men and women because
that's you, but I'm talking about other people that have spoken tonight. Women are the backbone. This black women is back. Everybody go through it. It's
so
just
Anton,
that
I also feel like there's a defense.
As much.
There's a defense.
That's all I'm saying.
That is the biggest challenge with Black men and Black women is that we're constantly trying to explain our experiences and either how hard we've had it or our challenges. But like you said, there's many similarities between some of our experiences. But if we even take this even further back into history, saying that the Black woman has been the backbone and of the things that we've gone through in ancestry, it still holds true today, even though it has changed for the younger generation. Now women want to be men, they want to move like men. But for the women who are older and they do see value in their Black men who have to go through a whole bunch and just in this world. Yes, we are the backbones for the good ones that are still here, that are still investing in our Black men, that are still holding up our Black men. We're still here. And it's not a narrative. It's real. It's life. You know, that's continuing to happen. And the fact that
just
some
like
Black
that's your
men
reality,
do not see Black women as strong and for them, that's what really grinds my gears, because I'm sitting here over 40 just wondering, where are these men? I can be consistent, but you can't be. You know, I could sit there and try to invest my time and find out, you know, how you're doing and where you're going in life and how I can support you in any way and still put my stuff on the back burner. We've been doing this for too long. So it's not that we're victims. We're tired too, but we still want love and we still want partnership.
Can I say something, Miss Lady? Can I say something to that?
Are you talking to Heather?
Yeah, Miss Heather right there, the lady.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Heather. Through my trials and tribulations, I understand where Anson's coming from, and I think Miss Chocolate Pearl, y'all gonna help me with this one. It's like women, y'all meet men, y'all meet MALE. You meet a male, but you're really seeking a MAN. So by the time y'all actually get to the nitty gritty, you find out you had a male, someone who really let you down. But a quality man, keyword, a quality man is going to be like what Dr. Fabulous had. He's going to be respectable. He's gonna cater. He's gonna take care of what he needs, his responsibilities. You know, they're gonna get together. They're gonna. In my house, I divide bill. She had in her house, the man paid the bill. So, like you say, to each his own. So, whatever floats your boat, Miss Heather, I think it's a lot of men out there that would like a queen like you, but you just have to meet them where they at and not a male. You have to meet a man. It's men out here, but they're not going to take foolishness like Anson. They want you to come correct, say what you mean what you say, and that's what he's going to do. And that's what I got.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing. That would lead into my question that I have.
Okay, we got Patrick hand up, and after Patrick, we're going to go ahead on Chocolate Pearl. Go ahead, Patrick.
I just got this one thing. What is the order God commanded? What is the order? God.
Well, we know that God created man, and woman was created from man's rib. So we got that in check. So I understand, even myself, I know I am definitely, as they quote me and put me in the box as being an alpha female. However, a real woman, a real alpha female knows how to allow the right man to lead and guide her if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing as being the head of the household. I'm not going to let a person lead me into destruction. It says, yield not to temptation. My husband was definitely a person that knew what it takes to lead a woman like me. So I always allowed him to be the man, because I don't want a weak man. I want a man that.
But you have to realize, Dr. Fabulous, your husband wasn't in his 40s when he married you. So we're talking about the people who are in their 40s, and it's a different standards from back then. So you have to realize that when you and your husband got together, y'all were much younger than 40.
Yes,
but so you can't really count
he was still
him.
On point.
Right, but you can't really count him. You got to count what's going on now with the men today.
But wouldn't we think that a 40-year-old would be at a better point?
They're not.
A 40-year-old man should be at a better point than a 28 or a 29-year-old man?
Should be.
Yes, but remember, should be M-A-L-E, a male. You got to distinguish between a male and a man. I think you understand
like what Lee said, you got to be a man and not just a male.
There you go.
Now, my question is, why do people over 40 feel that the barrel they are looking in seems to be empty, and why? And that's for females as well as males. Why do y'all think? You know how you say you scraping the bottom of the barrel? Why do you feel that barrel seems to be empty, that you're scraping at the bottom? Go ahead, Dr. Fabulous.
I'm going to say that when people say that the barrel is empty, because they go in there with that foresight. But if you're going in with the mindset that it's full, then it's going to be full. It's all in what you're looking for. And that's what I try to tell people all the time. When people are dating, and as I say, we choose to be single, some of us, because we're not dealing with foolery, rubbish, and things of that nature. But the barrel is not necessarily empty. It's just that you got to go in there and know what you're exactly looking for. And it can be all the way to the top. But then you have them that